Alright, so it's now been another 2 months of working on my racing game, Apex Rush. Since the last devlog, I've added new cars with fun abilities, increased the customization features, added new maps, and more. So let's check out what's new in the development of Apex Rush. If the game looks like something you want to try when it comes out, be sure to wishlist it on Steam. Link is at the top of the description. So the first thing I want to cover is the new car, the Alera, which of course is inspired by the classic BMW M3. Now it's not exactly your ordinary M3. If you tilt the car over and look at the bottom, we actually added a jump ability to this car. I've been wanting to add this feature for a car for quite a while, and I feel like it fits this car really well. It's very simple. You just hit one button and you do a small jump where you go a tiny bit forwards and of course straight up. And I also went in and added this effect asset, which just glows up a little bit at the bottom to just make it look a bit prettier. But I can show it a little bit here on this test map. So if I just jump down here, this is where I test like all the different abilities and handling models just to kind of test what's possible in the game. Yeah, for example, I can go over here, I can just jump up to this ramp, hit this spin. So you can use it to, you know, gain some slight elevation to just, yeah, land cool stuff, or, you know, we just made it right below this thing right here. Now, I didn't want to make it to where you can jump too high, so you can just barely scale one block like this right now. And if you use it while driving, you also gain a little speed since you do jump forwards. But yeah, let's see if we can jump in here. Obviously, you still have the inner controls for this one too, which I have increased a little bit for this car, just so you can move a little bit better in the air. Yeah, I mean, we can sort of use this one as a skateboard now, you know, just do some nice transfers and whatnot, which you can kind of do with, you know, all the cars. But this one just has slightly better handling when it comes to, yeah, inner controls and whatnot, since I wanted to add a jump. Yes, I kind of just got done setting up the handling for this car. So in the next video, I'll begin to show this one in action on like actual stunting tracks and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And the sound is also going to be swapped. We should have a new engine sound by mid-September. This is currently using the Voltras engine sound, so it's a V8 right now, which is not how it's going to sound like later on. I think the engine sound should be done by mid-September, so expect a new engine sound for this thing in the next devlog. And yes, this car will also be available as a drift version. Alright, so I'm happy to announce that I'm about 90% done adding all of the customizations that I wanted for the cars. What I have remaining is still to add some more liveries and body kit variations. So some of the new features are, for example, the headlight color, which you can now tweak if I turn up the saturation. So as you can see here, you can change the color of the headlights, just make it a bit more custom, because why not? Along with that, I also went ahead and added a window tint, so you can of course untint or tint the windows. Another thing that's been requested quite a bit is different paint finishes. So this will be the standard paint. Then you have the metallic, which I think looks really cool, especially when you turn on the saturation and honestly just do the metallic finish like this. I don't know, I just think it suits these cars very well since they have this flat shaded design. And then of course you have the matte ones, you can go, you know, matte black, classic. And what I'm gonna do is also add this to the wheel paint options. So when you're customizing, you know, the inner and the outer rims right here, you can also select the metallic, matte, and just standard paint right there too. And of course, since I added calipers, I just made it so you can tweak the colors of them too. Just like this. Looks very cool. I love these small details with colors, you know. And another thing which I haven't added here in the customizer yet is neon kits or underglows. Still working a bit on that, but that is like one of the final things that I just want to test, and I think it looks pretty cool. And one more thing that's also gonna be included here in the customizer are the body kits with the liveries. So I actually went ahead and I put together a bunch of different body kit variations, which will then have set liveries on them. Now, this will make it possible in the future to have a livery editor, but that's not gonna be on release. Yes, definitely something that I would love to have for the game. I've also made the part customization way better when it comes to the UI. So for example, clicking front bumper now opens up the different variations here on the sides, instead of the old system where you have to click the part and then toggle through them with arrows, which didn't really leave much room to add like information about the parts. But as you can see here, if you click a part now, you can see which car level it unlocks at, and you know, you can just sort of go between them a lot quicker than having to go through all the arrows. Yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out, because it's now also going to be a lot more controller friendly to work with this setup. And speaking of controllers, I am planning to have the whole game work using a controller, so go through all the UIs apart from the track builder. That's going to be a bit more complicated to work with using a controller. So if you're building tracks in the track builder, you will have to stick to mouse and keyboard, but I feel like that's fine. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this new system. I just love clicking around and checking out all the pieces. Now, we still have 2 more body kits that we're going to add for this car. So yeah, we'll see a lot of new updates regarding this car in the next devlog or on the Discord server, which I'll leave a link to in the description as well. I do post some sneak peeks there every now and then, and we can discuss the game there as well. So yeah, make sure to join that if you haven't already. I've also been working a lot on the final game mode for the game, which is going to be the stunt mode. So here's a very simple showcase of how it works. So you spawn in, and the only objective you have is to make it to the landing platform, which will obviously be a bit harder than just this right here. So the way to complete a stunt, you have to land on the platform. If you do, the code then checks if all 4 wheels are touching the platform. Then a 3-second timer begins, and you can also hear the sound increasing, and if you've stayed on the platform for 3 seconds, the stunt is completed. But obviously the maps will vary in difficulty, so this one, for example, is fairly easy. It's just one that I've been testing a little bit. All you gotta do here is just time this drop, and you gotta lean forwards, angle your car a little bit right over here, make it up to this platform. Obviously I've done this one a couple of times, so I would hope that I can maybe complete it on the first try. You go through the waterfall, round the loop, into the pipes, and then landing platform. Now right there we missed it. Obviously I have to actually land on it. Yeah, that's the whole idea. I think it's gonna be a really fun game mode, and not really something that I've seen done in that many games, to be honest. Obviously it's inspired by, well, my last 10 years of doing stunting in GTA 5. I really wanted to create a mode like this, and yeah, I'm gonna try and get as creative as I can with these stunt maps. But yeah, I'm so excited to begin making a lot more. Oh, that was such a clean landing. A lot more of these stunt maps. Now, the way it's gonna work with the stats is it's gonna track every single attempt that you do until you hit it. I think I'm still gonna keep counting attempts after you hit it, but you will be able to see how many tries it took you to complete a specific stunt map. Yeah, I mean, just imagine the maps that we can make here with the Alera, the new car, where you can do like fun jumps and stuff, and yeah, the transitions between ramps. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm excited to finally begin making some of the official maps here. This one is still kind of hard. And of course, in case you missed it last time, you can go in here and you can just increase your FOV, your height, and your distance, which I think is going to help a lot for these stunt maps to just see a bit better. And yeah, I was going to add this in later, but I have also added a free look camera now, so you can actually look a bit more precisely, or you know, where you have to go and stuff. It looks a bit crazy in this FOV, but yeah, added a free cam as well, so you can just look around, and then the camera's just going to reset back to the good old follow view. Let's land this right here. Come on. Ah, it's so hard. Make it. Oh, nice. Managed to lean forwards with the front tire. Right, here we go. Let's finish the map now. We need to go higher up on the side, so we can get a bounce up there. All 4 wheels. That should do it. And stunt complete. There we go. And then after this, you can either play again. And now it's going to be more info here, like your amount of tries, the stunt medal earned. But then you can just go, you know, you can go back to game and be like, you know, go into photo mode. You can go in here and get some cool photos for the landing. So yeah, really excited about this game mode. I also began working on a new drift map called Sakura Mountain, which is this beautiful mountain map which has these cherry blossom trees with leaves falling down, some beautiful winding roads to drift down. The idea is that this mountain is gonna have different sections with different difficulty, you know, making the tracks more narrow or bigger. But yeah, the environment here is still not finished. I'm just currently working on the road layouts. I've been working a lot on like the back end stuff that you can't really see visually. So I'm very excited to get back to actually designing some maps and yeah, keep working on the environments for the levels. Some general upgrades that I made to the game include a custom gearbox system that now takes speed and RPM into account to shift gears. This will give you a better accuracy and precision for racing on the tracks, since you'll be able to tell at which speed you will hit a certain gear as long as the RPM is high. And this new gear system also fixed the issue where the car would go into reverse as soon as you began to brake. So you could be in 5th gear, hit the brakes, and it would go into reverse gear and then try and jump back to 5th gear, but it would have to like go through the 1st, 2nd, 3rd for some dumb reason. So now when you hit the brakes as you're driving, you won't actually shift gears. It now only goes into reverse if the car is at a pretty low RPM and it's not really going very fast. And yeah, I mentioned this on the stunt map, but adding the free look camera for all the cars, which made a massive difference, not just when racing, but when drifting as well, getting some cool angles, sort of seeing what angle you have a bit better. So yeah, super useful for the stunt jump, and I think every racing game should have a good free look camera. We also added some new turbo sounds and exhaust pops for the Drift Nexo. So along with everything that I've shown in this video, I've been working a lot in the back end on stuff like the track builder, which I will cover more of in the next video, working closely with Simon, who's building out that system, which I would say is about 80% done. We still have to integrate the Steam part, so adding the leaderboards and stuff, because when you go into the level select, you will be able to click a level, see the times that you need for each one, and then also go into the leaderboards to see the world rankings on that level. And the idea is to also have the leaderboards for custom tracks, which, as you can imagine, gets a bit tricky, but yeah, we're gonna try and figure that out as well. But yeah, I think I covered what I wanted to show you guys in today's video. Like I said, go and wishlist the game on Steam. A massive thank you to all of you who have wishlisted the game so far. I can't exactly say when the game is gonna be coming out, but for sure this year, I'm gonna try my absolute best to finish it. Obviously, it's been close to a year now of like full active development of the game, which isn't really that much considering I just began learning Unreal Engine like 18 months ago. And yeah, like I said, just a massive thank you for, you know, all the support you've shown on the game, whether it's wishlisting, coming up with ideas, just chatting about the game, leaving comments. Makes me very excited to make these videos and of course continue the development of the game. But that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I will catch you guys later. Take care.